Alright guys, it's that time to get step in the ring with the greatest faction in podcast history. Just Freakin Wrestling, the JFW podcast, hosted by Travesty.
I'm Dally.
Guys, we have so much to go over because it's been such a big week in wrestling, not only in WWE, NXT, and AEW, but also this past weekend with Southland Championship Wrestling's, I believe it's called Rampage, correct? Mm-hmm. Excellent. We're going to go over the results of all of that here in a little bit. But I just want to remind all of you that this episode of Just Freakin Wrestling is brought to you by Audible.com. Now, if you're a fan of history and stories just like I am, but you're just not a really big fan of reading that shit yourself, Audible is the best place for you to go. It's a one-stop shop for all audiobooks. And because of us here at JFW, if you go to audibletrial.com/freaknet today, you get a 30-day free trial of Audible. On top of that, you get a credit to your first book purchase. That's right. For 30 days, you get it absolutely free, plus a credit to buy your very first book. Go to audibletrial.com/freaknet today and sign up. See? Plugs aren't hard.
That sounded super easy.
Right? Right? And I didn't fuck up. It's a good day. It's a good day for everyone. Dally, so normally when we have a results from SCW and everything, I always give Dizzle J the option of what he wants to start with. Now, obviously, Dizzle J isn't here with us today. It's just us. So I'm going to give you that opportunity. Do you want to do SCW first, or do you want to save it till the end?
Save it till the end.
Save it till the end? Okay, perfect. All right, we'll start with Raw then from this past week. Guys, if you saw Raw, this one was actually a pretty good show. I mean, compared to a lot we've been seeing over the last few weeks and everything, I think this one did the most for the road to WrestleMania. Especially when the show started out with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman going out there, and Paul Heyman claiming that the main event at WrestleMania was a sham. Now, when I first heard him talk about that, in my mind, I'm thinking like, well, when they talk about WrestleMania nowadays, they talk about WrestleMania having like 4 or 5 main events, which I don't know how you feel about it, but to me, there's only one main event. It's at the end. CM Punk even said that in a podcast, which when they said he was main event in WrestleMania, he was actually like match like 5 or 6, not the final match. So I don't know if you feel the same way about it, or if you do believe that WrestleMania has more than one main event, or...
I think it should just be the final match.
Right? Absolutely. The reason he said it was a sham, though, is because he stated that Drew McIntyre is overhyped. That Drew McIntyre isn't the guy that everyone's putting him on this pedestal. Pedestal? There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Dally. I'm so glad you're here to help me correct my fucking verbiage.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. God, I suck. He's not as big as everyone believes him to be. And he proved everyone wrong when he came out and Claymore kicked Brock Lesnar not once, not twice, but 3 times, laying the beast out. It's the coolest thing I've seen in such a long time, especially when it came from Raw, and the fact that they gave Drew the opportunity to even do that just shows that they really have a lot of faith in this guy.
Considering I personally believe he was misused for a long time prior, you know?
Oh, come on. 3-man band? That was a highlight of his career.
Well.
Come on. I mean, 3MB. Heath Slater leading them? I mean, come on.
I forgot about that until you just mentioned it, actually.
Right? God, how do you forget 3MB? Air guitaring and shit? No? Okay. First match of the night, you saw Street Profits taking on Seth Rollins and Murphy for the WWE Raw Tag Team titles. And they considered this an all-or-nothing opportunity for Street Profits. If they lost, they weren't going to get another title shot against Rollins and Murphy. Luckily, they did pick up the victory thanks to interference by Kevin Owens. Following the match, Seth Rollins demanded a rematch for the tag titles at Elimination Chamber, which they are going to get. And also told KO, hey, anytime, anywhere, you name the match, this is going to happen.
I was surprised with that match. I mean, maybe winning at Elimination Chamber would have meant a little bit more,
I believe that. It's always cool to see titles change hands like on pay-per-views, but I think more people expect it to happen at pay-per-views, and that's why they're like doing that like live shows. I remember for the longest time, like there was never a title change like on TV or anything like that. I mean, but nowadays they're even doing house show title changes. I mean, I think AJ Styles won the title against Jinder Mahal. I think that was a TV or a house show or something like that over in England or whatever it was. But no, I do agree with you. I think for the Street Profits, from their perspective, I think winning at Elimination Chamber would have done more for them. Probably not so much for the business, though. It'd just been irrelevant.
Gotcha.
You don't have to agree with me if you don't want to.
No, I get what you're saying.
That's why I like you so much more than Jay. Jay's just like, whatever. Ricochet took on, Riddick Moss for the 24/7 title. And Riddick Moss picked up the win against Ricochet. It's sad to see Ricochet starting to get buried.
Yeah. Should just was better off at NXT, personally.
Oh, yeah. No, he definitely should. I think that he actually may get moved back to NXT.
I mean, Finn's there now still. He dropped down, so wouldn't it be a surprise?
Yeah. And I think there's more stars leaning that way. I think when it comes to WrestleMania, I think Charlotte's may win that women's title, and that'll probably put her back in NXT for a bit. I don't know why, though, because they need the women talent on the main roster, but, they're probably going to shuffle. Obviously, with Shayna Baszler being on Raw now, they're probably going to shuffle a few things around. So Aleister Black was scheduled to take on AJ Styles in a singles match. AJ Styles kind of ducked out of it and put him in pretty much a mocked-up gauntlet match.
Mm-hmm.
Took on Carl Anderson, pinned him. Took on Luke Gallows. Gallows got disqualified due to Carl Anderson interfering. Finally, AJ's turn to face Aleister. There was nothing left of the guy. And then he pinned him like The Undertaker. Nothing? He pinned him like The Undertaker. Come on, Undertaker's going to be back for another WrestleMania.
I believe it'll happen.
It's so going to happen. Who wouldn't want to see The Undertaker still wrestle?
Phenomenal match. Get it? Phenomenal.
Right. Phenom versus Phenomenal. I got it. I'm sold on it. Sold on already. It just sucks because I think The Undertaker's at that point in his life where he's just too fucking old to wrestle people who can't put him over.
Mm-hmm.
So next year he'll probably face Dolph Ziggler. Because no one bumps like Dolph.
Nope, no one.
No one bumps like Dolph. Ruby Riott finally got her singles match against Liv Morgan, where Sarah Logan was the special referee. Kind of like a Riot Squad kind of reunion there. Liv Morgan picked up the win due to a fast count for Sarah Logan, and shortly after the match, Sarah Logan attacked Liv Morgan. Obviously all three these women are going to be in the Elimination Chamber match.
Every woman for themselves.
Fuck yeah. And it's nice to give Sarah Logan a little bit more. They haven't really done much for her. They fed
what's
her.
with the whole change in her look and everything? I'm not a big fan.
Well, she's a real life Viking.
I know that, but I liked her old stuff better.
I don't know. All she's done since she's kind of.
I just don't think she looks like a wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, she's not a wrestler. She's a fighter. If you went to her Twitter page, she says I'm done being a wrestler because now she's a fighter.
Oh, what'd you say? Twitter?
Yeah.
I don't have Twitter.
Oh, that's right. You're a child.
I don't like Twitter.
Yeah, that was more of an early 2000s thing. So that was before the era of Snapchat, Instagram, maybe Facebook.
I don't think so.
No? Okay. I don't know. Rowan finally revealed what was in the cage to No Way Jose because Jose asked nicely, and that's all he
said
ever
please.
Wanted. He said please. That's all he ever wanted, and then showed this freakishly looking fucking spider.
Yeah, we're looking spider.
Right?
I hate spiders.
A real life spider.
Yeah.
A real spider. Kairi Sane took on Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler's first match on Raw. Obviously picked up the win against Kairi Sane. Kind of.
Kairi?
Is that how it's pronounced? Mm-hmm. Kairi Sane lost the match. Becky looked like an idiot. I don't know what's with her Floyd Money Mayweather look, but she definitely
You don't like her new shades?
I don't like the jacket or the coat she was wearing.
Yeah.
The glasses, where are those pixelated looking?
Yeah.
No, those are dumb. No, those are fucking stupid. And the jacket didn't help, and her wearing King's hat while sitting, her crown sitting there, none of it helped.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with that.
No, not one bit. But that happened, so. There was also a tag team match. Rey Mysterio and Humberto Carrillo took on Andrade and Angel Garza in a tag team match. And obviously, all these guys are kind of intermixed with each other over the last couple months. Humberto kind of got his revenge on his cousin and Andrade, picked up the victory against them alongside Rey Mysterio, which I gotta say, probably from the perspective of the Latino wrestlers, it was probably a huge honor to be in that match with Rey Mysterio.
I'm sure.
Finally, to end Raw, Randy Orton and Beth Phoenix had a little promo at the end. Beth was coming out, kind of giving an update on her husband, Edge. Randy came out and told her exactly why he did what he did, that he felt that Edge was chasing a dream that he didn't need to chase anymore, and what he did to Edge was for his benefit to keep him at home to be a father, and told Beth right to her face that I love Edge more than you ever could. Beth slapped him, would kick him in the gut, got RKO'd. Her own
Didn't
fault.
see that coming.
Nope, her own fault. And then Raw went off the air.
And Edge is supposed to be back next week.
I know. I'm excited to see what happens. They gotta start building that WrestleMania moment.
Yeah. It's like a month away already.
I know.
It's crazy.
So nuts. Okay. What do you got for NXT?
Are you plugging anything first?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I only got a few things to plug. I'm going to do that later. We're good. You please. NXT.
I just don't want to take
No.
DJ spot, you know?
No. That's a DJ thing. No, that's a DJ thing.
NXT.
Guys, if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure...
I'm going to fight you.
Make sure you check out patreon.com /JFW podcast. It's where you can sign up for all the tiers we have, everything from $1 down to $15, and every single tier gets you additional content or gifts and stuff. Definitely shout outs that we do on the podcast every single week to our patrons like Becca and Brandy, who have been patrons to us ever since we started on Patreon. So make sure, again, patreon.com /JFW podcast. Sign up. Everything counts and everything helps benefit the podcast for us to do a lot more of what we're doing now. Again, smallest tier is $1 all the way down to $15. You can check it out. Go to patreon.com /JFW podcast. Look at all the tiers and see everything you get for the price that you can pay us. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm sorry, I totally forgot about that. So, yeah, thanks.
Do you want to just...
No, please.
NXT opened with the steel cage match between Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox.
Yes.
That was planned weeks ago. Of course, Dakota Kai's new partner, Raquel, was ringside, but, there was a cage, so she couldn't be interference. Yep. But that backfired because she ended up pinning Nox between the cage and the door, and it helped Kai pick up the win at the end. Another women's match. Next was Chelsea Green versus Shotzi Blackheart. Chelsea Green won in a pretty fast match.
Which has surprised me because I think Chelsea Green got pinned pretty quick in a match a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, well, in the number one, the winner of this match was supposed to go into the match at TakeOver Tampa for the number one contendership of the NXT title.
Gotcha. Which
is another reason why I was surprised it was such a fast match. Because I'm a big fan of Shotzi's work, too. I think she's a great wrestler.
Yeah, she came, was it from Rise?
I think so.
Yeah. I like her. I'm not a big fan of the helmet she wears. I think it's kind of dorky, but I don't know. I mean, I like her. I watched, when I found that they're signing her, because I saw the video of Regal offering her the contract, I went back and kind of watched some of her other matches on YouTube. And she definitely has talent. My opinion, which means very little when it comes to fucking NXT and WWE, I don't see her having the talent to be on the main roster, but she should have a decent run in NXT.
Okay. Undisputed Era versus Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. Don't make fun of me.
Okay.
Did I make you spit?
Almost. I almost ruined the studio.
I didn't know if you were done talking. That's why I said it that way.
You sound like I was wrong in everything I just said. Okay. Okay, no, go on. Please.
The Undisputed Era beat Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan in a tag team match. They challenged Dunn and Riddle after the match. And Dunn and Riddle came out. Before they could give them their answer, they were attacked by the Grizzled Young Veterans, who I know you're a fan of. I
love the Grizzled Young Vets and Forgotten Sons are my two favorite tag teams in NXT. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Undisputed Era, but I always look at them as more as a faction. But Grizzled Young Vets and Forgotten Sons are my favorite.
So I see another title match down the line for UE.
Yeah, it's if they do like a triple threat ladder match between those three teams, I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm still not bought in on the Riddle and Dunn tag team just because I'm still a huge fan of tag teams being tag teams from the beginning, not two single guys who have
just
nothing.
throwing guys together. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, I think I mentioned this. It was either you or Jay or both of you guys. I don't like that teams like that win the Dusty Rhodes Cup. I think like legit tag teams like the Undisputed Era or the Grizzly Young Vets and stuff should win those, not Riddle and Dunn just because they have nothing for them at the moment. But here, go do this. So, but no, I mean, I think a triple threat match probably this Saturday takeover before WrestleMania would be pretty good, or even on the WrestleMania card.
Isaiah Scott versus Austin Theory. Austin Theory got the victory in that match. Main event. Velveteen Dream versus Roderick Strong in the steel cage.
Yeah.
Obviously, Reina was involved. Undisputed Era was involved. It was like a big cluster.
The only way UE knows how to do it.
Of course. The end. Well, Roderick Strong ended up getting the victory in the long run, but in the end, Velveteen Dream was on top. He ended up locking himself in the cage with Cole and hit him with the finish. What's his finisher called? I forget.
Is that the Sweet Dream?
I forget.
I can't remember the name of it. I want to say it's Sweet Dream.
Something like that. I thought it was some kind of driver. Maybe? I don't know.
The Death Valley Driver?
No.
I mean, that's what it's normally called, but I mean, he revamps it and he's Velveteen Dream. I think it's called Sweet Dreams.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I could see a Dream and Cole match for the NXT title in the future for sure.
Velveteen Dream definitely deserves that NXT Championship match, and like when he won the North American title, I think even then he was ready to be like NXT champion. I mean, he was at the point where he should have been moved up to the main roster, but
I feel like he was another guy that would be underused too.
Oh, definitely. Oh, absolutely, but I'd be okay with that. Velveteen Dream's a weirdo.
I never understood his
great wrestler, but it's him and Shinsuke Nakamura have the most odd fucking like entrance. Like every time like Shinsuke like enters, I'm worried he's having a seizure. And Velveteen Dream like reminds me too much of like a bad Hendrix trip. Jimi Hendrix was a guitarist.
I know who Jimi Hendrix is.
Just checking. You didn't know what fucking Twitter was, so.
I know what Twitter is. I just don't like it or use it.
I gotcha.
I would have said like Prince or something, but not Jimi Hendrix. But
well, a bad Jimi Hendrix trip. He's definitely Prince-like.
Oh, okay.
But like, if like Hendrix was on drugs, like he was always on drugs, that's what he probably looked like. Just less sweat and burning guitars on stage and shit.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Like I do with everything.
You are such a positive person in my life. Guys, Dizzle J's not here, so I'm going to go ahead and do the AEW results because I love AEW. Jon Moxley came out, cut a promo talking about how, like, you know, he's the champion not only for AEW, but for all the people. He's really selling that babyface face side of him, which I'm not a huge fan of. I want, like, Lunatic Fringe Moxley. I want, like, Crazy Moxley, not John Cena Moxley, which this promo kind of made him like a John Cena Moxley. Wasn't a big fan of it. Inner Circle came out and Jericho said that they're going to have a tag team match tonight. He guarantees that Moxley's not going to walk out on his own. And if he does, Jericho will leave for 60 days. So what happens? Let's find out. Oh, God. SoCal Uncensored, along with Colt Cabana, who made his debut at the Revolution pay-per-view, made his in-ring debut at AEW Dynamite this past week, taking on the Dark Order, where SCU and Colt Cabana picked up the win. Colt Cabana did his, I believe he calls it Chicago Skylight, or Sky, whatever fucking it's called. Chicago Sky something, which is pretty much, I don't know if you've seen it, but close to a gorilla press slam backwards onto like the turnbuckle, and then they roll off, and he does a Superman pin, which is also dumb. Not a huge fan of Colt Cabana. Nothing against him. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I mean, he sued his buddy, so can't be that nice of a guy. Fucking Colt Cabana. Big Swole took on I want to say it's Leva Bates, the librarian. Big Swole picked up the win. Cody cut a promo talking about how, it's not over with MJF, and, he wants MJF to come out and tell him to his face that you beat me fairly, which clearly he didn't. He did cheat to pick up the win. We'll talk more about that when we do the Revolution results here shortly. Following his little promo, Jake Snake Roberts made his debut into AEW and proclaimed that he has a client of his own that he's bringing to AEW, and he doesn't want the whole pie. He just wants Cody's piece of it. He didn't mention who it was. A lot of people are speculating that it's probably the former WWE star Luke Harper returning as Brody Lee, which that would be pretty cool to see that man partner up with Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake is one of my favorite wrestlers from the past. I didn't grow up in the Jake the Snake Roberts era. By that time, he was already in his downward spiral of life, so I didn't get to see a lot of him. But when you go to WWE Network for just $9.99, you definitely could watch some of those old matches he had with like Macho Man Randy Savage, Steamboat, and stuff like that. It's really cool.
He's a super chill dude.
Now he is.
No, yeah.
Back in the day, he was like evil as shit. God. Love Jake.
Have you ever met him?
No, he was at the Looney Bin like a couple years ago or a year or so ago, and I was supposed to go, but I got the dates mixed up and fucking missed out. Oh. Have you met Jake?
I have.
How long ago?
2015, I think.
Oh, he was
the year he went into the Hall of Fame, I met him.
Oh, yeah, so that was like post-DDP Yoga era. Mm-hmm. Yeah, pre-DDP Yoga era. I wouldn't want to meet that Jake. That would ruin my my view of my heroes kind of thing. I can't do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's how I felt when I met Hunter Payne.
Oh, God.
All right. Pac took on Chuck Taylor from the Best Friends. He took on Orange Cassidy at the Revolution. Again, we'll talk about that here shortly. It was a pretty good match. Chuck Taylor looked like he was about to pick up the victory. Unfortunately, Pac did pick up the win against him during a submission. Following that, the Lucha Bros came out, attacked all of the Best Friends, and they proclaimed a new faction known as Death Triangle. They also mentioned the name of it in Spanish, but I don't speak Spanish, and I don't remember what it is. But it has the word muro in it, and I believe that's Spanish for death. Maybe.
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you either. I failed Spanish 1, but passed Spanish 2. Figure out that
makes
works.
A lot of sense.
I know, right? My school sucked. Fun fact, I am one foreign language class away from really graduating high school. Sean Spears cut a promo following that match to state that he is putting together a contest or going on a journey for a tag team partner. He actually posted a hashtag you could use to say, hey, I want to be your partner. And I can't remember what it is, like hashtag Sean Spears tag partner, some goofy shit like that. You could probably Google it. But it brings me to one of my talking points I wanted to ask you about. Now, you've been around SCW for a long time, so you know a lot of the wrestlers who have been a part of the business and who have showed up. If you think there was one person at SCW who could be Sean Spears' partner today, who would you pick?
Oh, God.
Right? Right? Slim Pickens, huh?
No, not Slim Pickens.
I know, you said, oh my God, like God.
Yeah, because it's a hard decision.
Not really. I know who I'd pick.
Who would you pick?
Jake Andrews. Or JPH.
I was about to say JPH.
JPH. I'd say Marche Rocket, but that's too easy. That's way too easy of a pick. But JPH, I would definitely love to see. But I think for Sean Spears, I think the best person to work with him would be Jake Andrews. Because I think they kind of have like the same personality. It's heelish, but not overly heelish. Where I think JPH, I think he thrives better as a babyface. So, all right.
You remember when he was with RK Savage?
Yeah.
I think they were good heels.
I think as a tag team he could be good, but I think as a single competitor, I think he thrives more on fan participation, what he does, and I think he gets over more as a face than he would a heel. I think if he went heel right now, he may get lost in the shuffle, which I think right now he's on the right track to becoming possibly the next Genesis champion or even the SCW champion. But I think as a heel, I think he'd probably get lost in the shuffle of everything.
Fair.
Yeah. Fair.
What do you want me to say?
I don't even know. Like, fuck, Travis, you make a lot of sense.
No.
You could say that. Go on, say it. Go on, say it.
No, I'm not saying that.
Say, fuck, Travis, you make a lot of sense. Go ahead, say it. Say it. Go ahead.
No.
Come on.
I said that's fair.
Can you say the F word once, though? Can you just
No.
say fuck? Why? What's so hard? What's we scared about?
I'm not
Scared about somebody fucking, questioning you about that?
No.
Okay, so QT Marshall took on Hagar on a singles match. Hagar, obviously part of the Inner Circle, who took on Dustin Rhodes. Again, we'll get to that shortly here. But Dustin Rhodes accompanied QT Marshall along with Brandy Rhodes to the ring. Hagar picked up the victory, currently still undefeated in AEW, which he only had 2 matches, so it's not that exciting. Following the match, obviously Inner Circle came out and attacked Dustin and QT Marshall. Cody Rhodes came out to save both his brother and his friend QT, just to get beat down again. Matt Jackson came out to save them, once again, to get beat down again. Finally, Hangman Page came out to the rescue and cleared the ring and gave Matt Jackson the finger, took beers from the fans, and walked away. Love that guy. Hangman Page, that should be the AEW champion, not Cena Moxley. MJF cut a promo talking about how his time with Cody is done, that is long past due. Now it's time for him to look on forward to being potentially the next AEW champion. He was talking about during his promo how it was really hot in the room he was in. His bodyguard Warlord took his jacket off and his shirt read, "I pin Cody," which is funny as hell. I laughed. Main event was Jericho and Guarva from the Inner Circle taking on Moxley and Allen in a tag team match. During his entrance, Moxley was attacked by the Inner Circle, the remaining members of it. So Allen went in alone and unfortunately took the loss against Jericho. Following the match, Moxley did show up, did the best he could to attack him. Unfortunately, it was not good enough. They led him to the stage where they shield bombed him off of it and through a table. And they ended it with them all giving him the finger. So that ended AEW. And since we're on AEW, I guess I could do the results for AEW's whatchamacallit.
Wouldn't it make sense to do the results first?
You'll think so, but you didn't want to host this week, so. No, I'm just going to run through them real quick. Neither of us watched the pay-per-view. Oh. Did you watch the pay-per-view?
No, I was at SCW.
See? Ditto. I was in the ring. Did you see me in the ring?
No.
I was in the ring. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
We'll get to that part. We'll get to that part. The best part of the night that no one took a fucking picture of. It's not your fault. You're busy.
I was busy.
You were so busy. Fucking sentinel. Okay. AEW Revolution results. Britt Baker and Penelope Ford took on Rio and Yuka. Penelope picked up to win. Dark Order beat SoCal Uncensored. Hagar beat Dustin Rhodes in his debut. Darby Allin beat Sammy Guevara in their grudge match. Omega and Page retained their tag team titles against the Young Bucks. Nyla Rose retained her title against Statlander. MJF beat Cody by cheating. Pac beat Orange Cassidy, and Moxley beat Jericho to be the new AEW champion. Short, sweet, to the point.
Who won the predictions on that one?
I don't know. I gotta look it up. I think it was just you and me because Jay didn't turn his in. Do you have your predictions in your book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm prepared.
Yeah, I don't know where mine are at. We only did 4 of them.
Oh, yeah, we only did 4 of them because they didn't have the full card done when last time I was here.
Yeah. Well, I know I picked Moxley. Pac wasn't announced. I picked Cody.
Me too.
Did you pick Moxley?
Yeah.
Okay. Nyla Rose wasn't announced. Omega and Page were announced. I picked Omega and Page. What'd you pick?
I picked Young Bucks.
Okay, so I won. Oh, wait, hold on a second. We both picked Hagar, right?
No, I picked Dustin.
Did you? Yeah, you definitely lost. I can look it up. The book's over here somewhere. The book's right there, actually. So I can look at it, but I'm pretty sure I won. So
Okay.
just so you know, I won. Okay, SmackDown. Thank you, by the way, for taking over SmackDown for me this week. I do appreciate that.
Someone's got to do it.
I know, right? And as a gift, I will not interrupt you this time. So
I don't believe you.
trust me this time.
I don't trust you at all.
It'll be okay.
SmackDown opened with a moment of bliss with the NWO. NWO talking got interrupted by Nakamura, Cesaro, and Zayn. Why? Don't really know.
I wasn't a big fan of the fact that... Well, first off, I'm not a huge fan of the fact that the NW... You know, before we get into that, let me tell you guys something. If you notice, we are wearing our JFW shirts. These are the new logos for Just Freakin' Wrestling. And they come out, you can see, in different colors. And clearly different sizes, because this thing's fucking huge. But guys, we have so many designs and everything available on TeePublic. That's TeePublic.com. If you search JFW, you can see all the designs we have. Now, Travesty does have his own shirt, and Dizzle J has his own. And, of course, we have the original logo for Just Freakin' Wrestling that's available, the NWO-themed one, and, of course, the new one that we're currently wearing. But it's time for Dally to have her own shirt.
Are you sure?
We'll find out. We'll see. So, guys, this show is being released on Saturday. What's today? The 7th. So, her shirt's getting released Sunday the 8th. So, for the first 36 or 72 hours, I can't remember how long it is. I'll post it on our Facebook page. If you follow us on Facebook, you'll definitely see it. There's a time frame where you can actually buy the shirt while it's on sale because it's a new release. And I gotta say, I'm really proud of this shirt. I made the design. All the designs are made by me, so I'm really proud of that.
You did a great job.
Fuck yeah, I did. I crushed that shit.
You crushed it.
Right? And you've seen the shirt,
Yeah,
right?
I've seen it.
Isn't it awesome?
It's awesome.
Can you say it's fucking awesome?
It's fucking awesome.
Excellent. You're such a
So
talking
buy
to.
it.
You're such a talking to. Yes. So, again, her shirt's going to be released on March 8th. It's a Sunday. It's going to be released right in the morning. You're going to have a time frame to pick it up. Go to TeePublic, TeePublic.com/JFW. Buy her shirt. Buy all of our shirts. And, you know, even if you don't want a shirt, it's going to come available on laptop cases, phone cases, magnets, stickers, pins, wall art, tapestries, pillowcases, hoodies, tank tops, baby onesies, and shit like that. You stole a baby at SCW. You could buy a onesie for that thing.
I didn't steal a baby.
You literally grabbed the baby and ran away.
I did not.
She clearly did.
Not true.
She clearly did. She fled like her hair is right now.
You're so mean.
I know, right? I promise you I wasn't going to mention your hair fly, but it just fucking happened. Oh, God.
Well, you... Okay.
All right. Don't
about
look
hair.
down. The camera's right there. So tell them about your shirt. Okay, I guess I'll keep doing that.
You're crushing it. Go ahead.
It's fucking awesome, right? The Extreme Outcast Dallas' shirt's going to be released. Now, only a few people had the opportunity to see the shirt firsthand. Obviously, Dally, myself, and Dizzle J seen it. But also a couple of JFW fans, believe it or not, at the SCW show, I showed them as well. A couple girls, what was their names? Lily and Piper, along with their father, were there. And I went ahead and I showed them the shirt, too, and they absolutely loved it. So shout out to you guys for not only being fans of SCW, which is one of the best wrestling companies in the area today, but also for being a fan of Just Freakin' Wrestling and allowing your small children to hear me cuss on a weekly basis.
We appreciate the support. Thank you, guys.
That's right. We appreciate the support. Thank you, guys.
What was that for?
Is your hair fly? Okay. TeePublic.com, TeePublic.com, search JFW, pick up your merchandise, and make sure you check out for Dally's shirt. Because it's only for sale for a brief period of time, but once the sale's done, it'll still be there. It's not like it's going away anytime soon. The only reason it would leave, if she leaves, and she's not going anywhere.
Unless someone's scared.
You're not going anywhere.
You quit interrupting me.
I didn't interrupt you.
Yeah, you did.
We gotta do SCW now?
We didn't do SmackDown.
You didn't do SmackDown yet?
You stop!
Go ahead.
What were you going to say about the NWO? Because I got the first part done. You stopped.
I'm not a big fan of X-Pac going in. I think it only should have been Hall, Nash, Hogan, and Eric Bischoff. I don't like
because he was in with the Degeneration.
Yeah, just last year.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a way, and I'm not saying this to click, but I think it's just a way for every member of the clique to be a 2-time Hall of Famer and shit, which X-Pac went in as a 1-2-3 kid. I mean, I think even for the brief period, I mean, even as X-Pac went in, he was a Cruiserweight champion, a European champion. He was part of DX, obviously. He had a run as tag team champions along with Kane, I believe. So for him to go in with the NWO, it just makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm also not a big fan of them having the NWO on SmackDown and Hulk Hogan not being a part of that. So
he is included with the Hall of Fame induction, though.
Yeah, he is going to be in Hall of Fame, absolutely. And it's weird, too. The Hall of Fame's going to be on a Thursday this year.
Really? Is it normally the Saturday before Mania?
Yeah, but now they got NXT TakeOvers on Saturday.
Mm.
Yeah, and then they got SmackDown on Friday. Goofy. But, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're not.
Nope.
So they were interrupted by Nakamura, Cesaro, and Zayn.
Oh, they were interrupted.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm not the only one to interrupt people.
Yeah, you guys get along great. Almost like a out with the old and with the new type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Strowman came out, and they have a 3-on-1 handicap match at Elimination Chamber for the IC title.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Zayn wrestle again. It's been a while since he stepped in the ring.
Yeah, he kind of just has been the hype man lately.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm interested to see what they're going to do with that 3-on-1 handicap match. I mean, I think Strowman, he at least deserves a long run.
Yeah, I want to know if, I don't think he's going to lose, and we obviously got our predictions we got to do too. I wonder if it's going to be a tag in or if they're all 3 in at the same time.
Yeah, they didn't say.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see. It's got to be a tag. It would just be too much at once.
And then the opening match was Naomi and Lacey Evans versus Sasha and Bayley. Sasha and Bayley got the win.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big fan.
I don't know. I like Bayley.
Mm.
I like Bayley. She's one of the best 4
Not
horsewomen.
as a heel.
What?
Not as a heel. I don't like her.
Fuck yeah, as a heel. She's great as a heel. You want Hug Life back?
Yes.
Oh, God. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Fuck Hug Life. Fuck Hug Life. I like New Bayley. Not a big fan of Sasha.
I hate
whatever.
Sasha with a burning passion. Always have.
What I don't like is when Bayley was fucking Hug Life, Sasha was like the dominant, controlling part of the team. But now that Bayley's like a heel, like Sasha's very like submissive to whoever Bayley wants.
I don't see this lasting. I don't see it going very far. I think Sasha's gonna go after the title eventually again. So.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out who she's gonna face in Mania.
She better have a match in Mania.
She's going to. It's just depending on like who is it against.
Yeah. Well, they have a women's match for the Elimination Chamber.
They do. That's for the Raw.
For the Raw, yeah, but
and then
why they don't have them?
Charlotte's taking out NXT.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's open right now for Bayley. Luckily, they got a month to figure it out.
4 weeks. Get on it.
I know, it's so close.
Get on it. And another match was Sheamus versus Apollo Crews.
Mm-hmm.
Another really fast match. Shorty G was like trying to get Apollo to be like, hey, you need help, I got you. And Apollo wasn't having it. So he went out there by himself and he got crushed by Sheamus. Daniel Bryan challenged Drew Gulak to a match at Elimination Chamber, and that match has been confirmed now.
Yeah, I like that Gulak says there's like 1,600 different reversals for fucking Daniel Bryan. I love that.
Another women's match was Carmella and Dana Brooke versus Mandy and Sonya. And Dolph actually walked out with Mandy and Sonya.
Yeah, I heard Sonya invited her.
Him, you mean?
Oh, whatever. Poor Otis.
Poor Otis.
Poor Otis.
There was actually another promo in the back where Otis tried to talk to Mandy and be like, hey, I got this text saying you were going to be late. And she was like, I'm not having it.
I don't understand that. That I'm getting confused on. Like, he was, like, she texted him that he was late for that date on Valentine's Day?
It was supposed to be that she texted him saying she was running late. So he showed up late because she was running late.
Now it all makes more sense. I don't know. I never make it that far in relationships to even, like, be on time. Poor Otis. Who do you think sent the text? Was it Dolph or was it Sonya?
Sonya.
It's gotta be Sonya, right?
I think Sonya and Dolph are in on it together.
Poor Otis. Blue collar strong.
Are you done saying poor Otis now?
Not yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Because he's at the end. Go ahead. We'll get to that part.
Next was the Firefly Funhouse.
Yes, I love the Firefly Funhouse.
So, Bray Wyatt almost was saying, hey, I picked John Cena because John Cena helped create The Fiend.
Yeah. And that's the thing, too. He says Bray Wyatt forgives him, but The Fiend does not.
Yeah.
Right? And was it Ramblin' Rabbit was the one that brought up the fact that Cena...
beat him at another WrestleMania.
Yeah.
What, I don't remember which WrestleMania it was.
I don't even know what WrestleMania they're on now. Is it 36? 35?
36.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember when Cena faced Bray at WrestleMania. Because the only one that sticks in my head right now was when Bray faced Randy Orton and when Bray faced The Undertaker. So I'm guessing it was somewhere in between there. But I'm still not a big fan of John Cena being part of WrestleMania because he literally went on...
It was WrestleMania 30, so it was 6 years ago.
Oh, he didn't fall apart then. He fell apart when Randy Orton beat him for the title. You fiend.
Well, that's what they brought up at SmackDown.
That's fine. No, yeah, that's fine. I get it, to build a storyline. But the fact that John Cena sat in the ring and said, I'm not going to be part of WrestleMania because I'm not going to take someone's spot. And then like 2 minutes later gets challenged like, what are you doing?
Do it again. That's not how he does it.
Whatever. You know, I don't get it. It's like, be a man of your word, you fuck.
Okay. Was he supposed to deny the challenge?
Yes.
And then look even worse?
Right? Be like, hey, why don't you challenge somebody who's actually around? Or you know what? Not say what he said in there. It's like, he should have been like, unless I'm challenged, I ain't going to be there because, they're not paying me enough. Then that's probably what he told Vince, hey, if you're going to pay me X amount of dollars, make someone come out and point at the sign. So he's like, heard ya. I'm out. Poor Otis.
Oh, my Lord.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Main event was the gauntlet match, the tag team gauntlet match. The winners of the gauntlet match entered the Elimination Chamber match last.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise winners. I wasn't expecting it. Were you?
I was expecting Miz Morrison.
Me too.
I thought Miz Morrison were going to take the win. Even the lineup of how everyone came out was kind of surprising. Because, obviously you had Heavy Machinery and New Day starting out. And Heavy Machinery had such a good showing in the gauntlet match. And that's one of the cool things, especially when SmackDown does gauntlet matches, when the New Day did it to get Kofi into WrestleMania. When Kofi did to get into WrestleMania. Even Heavy Machinery here, and there was one more. No. It was, Kofi, they did a gauntlet match for last year's Elimination Chamber for whoever entered last.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, and Kofi lasted all the way to the end when he lost to AJ Styles, but Kofi beat out the gauntlet match to go to WrestleMania, but lost to Daniel Bryan. The New Day beat out everyone for Kofi to go to WrestleMania, and obviously Heavy Machinery not only beat the New Day, but beat the Usos, but beat Miz and Morrison, beat the Lucha House Party. They were close to becoming, wins. I think this was huge for that tag team, and Heavy Machinery is one of my favorite tag teams currently because they seem so, like normal guys. I think that's what a lot of people like about them is, it's not like these Miz and Morrison, superstar kind of guys. Or, I think, Heavy Machinery, they relate to more of, the blue collar, even they say blue collar strong, blue collar standard, whatever it is. They relate to those guys. The Usos are relatable to a certain, demographic of, fans and shit. I think it sucked that they lost, but at the same time, I think it builds that storyline a little bit further with Dolph pinning Otis to win. And even before they came out, he went up to Mandy and said, you want to wish me luck, and you should say good luck. And you kind of see how she kind of felt bad for Otis when he got thrown through the guardrail there. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm hoping for a singles match between Otis and Dolph at WrestleMania, but they'll probably do a pre-show tag team match and completely fuck up the storyline.
Probably.
Yeah. Show ended.
So that's it for SmackDown.
Awesome. Cool. Let's talk about SCW then. I think, yeah, that's everything. So, SCW Rampage was this past Saturday. Me and Dizzle J were there. Daly was obviously there too. And Daly was actually there before everyone. Because that's why she wasn't on the show. Because Sentinel made it so. And I got to tell you, for him to say like he wouldn't fire Daly, I don't know, I'm talking like you're not here. But the fact that he wouldn't fire Daly over doing it, but he literally said on Facebook, I would hate to have to fire someone over this, very contradicts himself.
I don't know what's wrong with him. I really don't.
Hashtag your boss.
I had major respect for the Sentinel. Like, he's getting his anger's getting out of control, and he's just, like, it's getting the best of him.
Right? I mean, I can actually hear him breathing without the microphone. It's just so bad. It was probably the fact that a few weeks ago you blatantly said on the podcast that you're a Keith girl.
I didn't say that I did not like the Sentinel, though. I said I had respect for the Sentinel. But
that's what he heard. That's what he heard.
Keist is more active.
Yes, he is. We saw Keist over at SCW this past Saturday putting up fucking banners.
And he was helping with concessions.
Yeah. Fucking, he's my Lincoln. But no, I mean, guys, yeah, Daly wasn't here last week because of Sentinel. I told you about this last week. You know, he told Daly that, you know, she had to pick for that day. And that's unfortunate that he had to do that. But hopefully we don't have to sit there and make that decision all over again. Because as much as I love to completely boo him and hey, goodbye, and I'm out of the fucking ring and talking about how the glare off his fucking bald head is getting into my eyes and making it uncomfortable for me to enjoy the show, I don't have to do that all the time. It really pulls away from my Hunter time. I don't like that. I don't like when you pull away from my Hunter time. I can only have so much time for certain people. You know, I mean, Hunter's at that age now, who knows? Who knows how much time he has left, and I would hate to forget to tell him something. I mean, of course, he'll forget about it, but, you know.
Are you done yet?
Yeah, I'm good. So, we had a dark match to open up the show. We had a triple threat match between Adam Cage, VJ Price, and James Creed. Pretty good match. James Creed picked up the victory with a Shining Wizard. I would love to see the...
I thought he was supposed to be benched for the night.
Yeah, that's what we discussed before the show. I was kind of upset that I was lied to. Yeah, but coming from the commissioner of the SCW, it's one of the things like we think about. Like, how do you think about it? Did Sentinel lie to us about Creed not being in the show? Or does he have a blatant disregard for Creed's health that he wants to fill the match card so he throws him in? I mean, Creed looked good. I mean, it didn't look like he was favoring his knee in any way. And he had a good run. He picked up the win. He used that knee to fucking pick up the victory with that Shining Wizard. I would have loved to have seen the elbow drop, but I get it when it comes to dark matches. You don't want to use everything, but I'm a huge fan of getting your shit in. So next time, use the fucking elbow drop. Do something more. Dark match or not. I can't remember who it is. Somebody once said, it doesn't matter if you're the first match or the last match. You want to make an impact. Get your shit in, Creed. JPH came out at the opening of the show and challenged Marseille Rocket to a singles match. I mean, that's pretty exciting. I mean, like, he did mention that he never faced Marseille Rocket before, but I think what he meant was he never faced him in a singles match. Because he did face each other during Brian Cage's visit to the Southland, which was also a really good match. So we're obviously going to see that match later on in the card, so we'll get to that. Bo Anderson had a match against Willie the Bomb, which Willie picked up the victory in that. Angus and Natasha had a singles match, kind of a grudge match from their constant long feud from the Unholy Alliance, where they were with the Sheik. Match came to a no contest. There was actually no finish to it because the Sheik decided to come in, but his nose where it didn't belong. He was like, hey guys, why don't we all just get together and be okay? Then he got his ass kicked by both Angus and Natasha. So it looks like they're okay now.
Makes no sense.
I'm okay with it.
I don't know.
I'm okay with it. It's fucking Angus. Angus had his own JFW shirt for a while. His own personal JFW shirt, which I would be gladly do for any wrestler who just listened to the podcast. So following that, obviously we had Sentinel coming out. He tried to tell us something. I didn't know what he was saying. But
something into the microphone.
Yeah, he just booed the shit out of him. He mocked me. He says that I have a face for audio.
He gave some kids the pinky finger, you know.
He bitched about his music being too quiet.
Yeah, he said it needs to be louder.
Yeah, so a lot of hissy fitting. He threw a huge fit. Like, after that baby that Dally stole, that baby it seemed more chill than the one that was in the ring bitching about everything. I don't know what he was coming out to say, because, like, we're just constantly booing him and just making fun of him. Just telling him to leave. Told me I don't have a face for video, just for audio only. That's fine. I don't give a shit. I got the views.
Same.
Right? I got the views. I don't give a fuck. But, anyways, he did leave. It was the best part of the night right there. The fact that he fucking left. He'd eventually make his return again and everything, and he did his stupid, we'll get to the end of the show, where he said this, and I hate when he says this because he's an idiot. Zach Hendricks took on Cody Jones. Zach took the loss because Hunter Payne stuck his nose where it didn't belong. That's unfortunate.
What do you mean?
So he came out in a match he wasn't a part of and interfered.
Same thing that Zach did in the heavyweight title match with Max and Hunter Payne.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, kind of the same thing.
I don't think Hendricks went into the ring and interfered in the match.
The ref didn't see it.
Just because, Hunter can't focus on what he's doing because it's like a butterfly flying by. I mean, I get it. He just has to focus more. But Hunter interfered in the match.
He gave him a
great
welcome.
Which, by the way, what I don't get is, I thought the whole point of SCW New Beginnings is for new beginnings. I thought 2020 is supposed to be a new year. You leave everything in the past and move forward. But Hunter just seems to not be able to do that.
And Zach hasn't been here since he stuck his nose in their business, so...
Maybe he wasn't booked by Sentinel. Maybe you should talk to your boss about that.
I don't care whether he's there or not, to be honest with you.
You should care. I mean, goddamn. GD.
What?
Holy hell. Fuck. I mean, come on. It's the fucking Whiskey Bent and Hellbound. Future SCW Tag Team Champions. Come on. Tell me that won't be a good match. Whiskey Bent Hellbound versus Elite Pain. You tell me that won't be a good match?
It would be a good match.
It'd be a great match. Fucking Maxi 2 belts.
No, that would never happen.
Right.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. It better not happen.
Zach picked up the loss against Cody Jones after Hunter Payne came in, chokeslammed him. Ref obviously did not see it. It happens. Not a big deal. A win's a win regardless of how you get it. So congrats to Cody Jones for picking up the win. Maybe next time do it by yourself. John Hudson took on Max Blaylock. Hudson looked like he was about to pick up the win and put Blaylock out until a music distraction occurred. And Blaylock took advantage of the opportunity and picked up the win. It's funny how no one can seem to win on their own.
Is that funny?
What?
Is that funny?
It's kind of funny.
I don't hear you laughing.
I'm laughing on the inside. Tag team match, Elements of War, newly formed tag team from last month's SCW New Beginnings with Doug Cobra and Just Amazing, being managed by
Johnny Wild.
Non-title tag team match against Elite Pain, which is totally fine for Elite Pain not to defend their titles every single month because they are friends with Sentinel and they're okay to do shit like that. Looked like Element of War was about to pick up the win until, again, another distraction. See Red comes out, dancing away from the concession stand. Don't know why he just didn't come down the ring, but hey, whatever. His choice. Fine with it. Distracted Elements of War. Elite Pain picked up the victory because, let's face it, they couldn't do it on their own. It wasn't a bad match.
What was that?
It wasn't a bad match.
It wasn't bad?
It could have been better. Alright. But it's okay. Kendra Hall took on Paloma Star. It looked like a rematch from an SCW Women's title from back in January. Paloma Star picked up the victory once again to retain her SCW Women's Championship. Marche Rock and JPH finally had their match, singles match against each other. JPH picked up the victory, but very controversial as Marche Rocket's shoulder was up during the 3 count. Typically,
rematch in the future?
It would be at this moment that Sentinel would creep his fat fucking head out the curtain and demand a restart to make everything right again. But he didn't do that. Oh, yeah. What Sentinel said to me, if we go back to Elite Pain's cheap win, C-Red is now the new manager of Elite Pain.
Mm-hmm.
And Sentinel...
That's what he said.
Sentinel wanders on past the JFW section and shit, along with me, Dizzle J, and our fans, and just mumbles, all part of my plan. I bet the fucker didn't even know C-Red was there.
I don't
know. Yeah, Marche Rocket picked up the loss against JPH, so we'll see if there's a rematch in the future. I'm hoping so, because it was a very good match, and it definitely, it just sucks when you lose, with your shoulder up, especially when earlier in the promos, Marche did mention that JPH is here, where Marche is like here. So I thought it was a joke on his height, but apparently it was a joke on his level of business, I guess. No. Sheik took on Jake Andrews in a Genesis title match. Jake Andrews won by submission. Following that was an attack by the family, where Creed, Blaylock, and JPH came out to the rescue. Baynex even came out to the rescue. Baynex offered Sheik a opportunity to be part of
Patriots of Hope.
Yeah, it's like an island of misfit fucking toys. It was weird though, because there was a lot going on in the mat in that moment. It looked like Sheik got injured during the match. You had 3 guys out there challenging Jake Andrews for a title he just won, and you also had Baynex offering Sheik an opportunity for Patriots of Hope. So a lot going on in those very few minutes. So I'm excited to see what the decision is as far as who's going to face for the Genesis title, where that's going to lead, and what the future holds for the Sheik as far as Patriots of Hope go. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's going to be a point. I mean, even Paradox, he was part of the Unholy Alliance, and eventually Patriots of Hope. So, who knows? Maybe one day you'll see Paradox and Sheik take on Natasha and Angus in a tag team match, where Bang X manages from the outside, because he doesn't wrestle anymore. He retired. And if you retire, you should stay retired. Don't come back. Main event. Main event of the night. We saw Santana Starks take on 3-time SCW heavyweight champion Max Holiday. Mr. 3-time SCW heavyweight champion. Ironically, all 3 times he won was against somebody from Elite Pain. Maverick twice, Hunter once. God bless this man. 3-time heavyweight champion Max Blaylock picked up the victory.
Max Blaylock?
Oh, shit. Max Holiday. Holy fuck.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
Got high hopes for Max Blaylock.
How did I do that?
How did you do that? I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I'm glad, this is why I'm here. I catch your mistakes.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, because you would have continued on. You would have.
Jay would have had me continue on. He wouldn't have even stopped me. He would just sit over like... Hudson interfered, attacked Santana Starks from behind. I believe it's got to be some kind of retribution from Santana Starks turning his back on AEW. I mean, obviously, there's still a little... I mean, I know that kind of grudge kind of passed a little bit, but I guess it still kind of hits home for a lot of people. I know Sentinel, along with a lot of other guys from the SCW locker room, ain't happy with their championship belt being around an AEW guy. But still champion, 3-time SCW champion, Max Holiday.
How many times are you going to say that?
What, 3-time heavyweight champion Max Holiday? Until I get it right. Best part of the night, one of the coolest parts of the night, after he retained his title to still remain 3-time heavyweight SCW champion.
Don't get a big head.
Max Holiday. Max Holiday invited me into the ring, and I'm not gonna lie, I marked the fuck out. At first I didn't go because I was like, oh, I can't go in that ring. Sentinel had me kicked out. It
was the end of the show.
He's that petty. He would have ejected me. But no, I got in the ring, put the belt on my shoulder, and I gotta tell you, that's a heavy fucking belt. Yeah. That's the first time I've ever held an authentic heavyweight championship
Those
belt.
belts are not light at all. Women's might be a little light, but...
Really cool. Got up here to do that. Following the show, we did take some photos. If you guys saw in the intro video, it's a new intro video that we did for the show. So Dally didn't feel left out in the beginning anymore. So we took some pictures with some wrestlers. As you can see, Dally and Dizzle J got a picture with their favorite wrestler, Hunter Payne, while I got a photo not only with Hendricks, but also 3-time SCW heavyweight champion Max Holiday. So great opportunity. Not only that, 3-time heavyweight champion Max Holiday mentioned me on Facebook, so that was pretty cool. I don't see Hunter Payne having his nurse do that for you guys, but it's cool. Eventually, maybe he'll learn to do it on his own. Doubt it, but hey, whatever. The point is, SCW was a great show. It was a great night. They did a raffle for AFib and everything, which I believe it brought in some good money. I don't know what the numbers are on that because I don't follow too close to that. But if you guys remember, as we talk about SCW all the time, there's always some kind of fundraiser that they do for the local community at every single show. I believe the next show is March 28th or 29th.
March 28th.
March 28th. It's for MS in the Shaban Civic Center. Well, obviously tickets are going to be pre-sale. We'll let you know when those go on sale. Usually, I think they'll probably go in a couple weeks.
Genesis Martial Arts and Fitness.
Yeah. Fit Body U and
South and
Glassworks.
Championship Wrestling Training Center.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. Absolutely right. You need to. I mean, if you guys want to be a wrestler or you want to get into the business, you can message Genesis Martial Arts or SCW, Southland Championship Wrestling, on Facebook, and you can hear from the information. They got a couple great trainers and Hunter Payne there. So.
What?
What's that?
You mean the trainer?
A trainer.
The trainer?
Sure.
God.
So, March 28th, I believe it's going to be at the Shaban Civic Center. We'll get all the information for you guys on that and when it gets closer, as well as a match card from Sentinel if he decides to send one. And when the tickets go on sale for pre-sale, we'll let you know so you can go ahead and get those too. They are $10 pre-sale or $12 at the door. So, whew. You ready to do predictions?
Yeah, I guess.
I think that this should be it. We only got a couple more things to do, so. Yeah. All right, so Elimination Chamber is tomorrow. We got 7 matches to go through. So we'll start with Daniel Bryan taking on Drew Gulak. Now, I picked Daniel Bryan. Dizzle J picked Drew Gulak. How about you?
Daniel.
Okay. Put DA up here. Too many D's. Hey, DDT. Daily Dizzle Travis. Oh, God. You know who would find that funny? 3-time heavyweight champion, Max Holiday. I should send that to him. U.S. title is on the line. Andrade's taking on Humberto. Me and Dizzle J both picked Humberto.
Andrade.
No disqualification match between Aleister Black and AJ Styles. Me and Jay both picked Black.
This one was hard for me because I think the ending's going to be controversial, personally. I don't think there's going to be a fair winner.
There's got to be a no DQ match.
I think someone's going to be involved, though. Like, Carl and... What's his name? Luke? Sorry.
They're definitely going to be involved, but I think Aleister's going to kind of overcome that.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. I think The Undertaker's going to show up.
Probably. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, to build for this possible WrestleMania match.
Oh, yeah. They got to.
I had AJ. I love Aleister, though. I think it's going to be a great match.
Mm-hmm. If they ever do, oh God, what the hell is it called? The mixed tag on Facebook again? Whatever they call it, the mixed match tag. Challenge. I would love to see Aleister and Rhea Ripley tag together.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool. Street Profits are taking on Rollins and Murphy. Rematch for the Raw Tag Teams titles. Me and Jay both picked Profits.
Me too. There'd be no point.
Nope. But they've done it before.
They have?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, they've been champions for a week. It's WWE.
I guess.
Elimination Chamber, Miz and Morrison taking on the New Day, taking on the Usos, taking on Heavy Machinery, taking on Lucha House Party, taking on Dolph and Rude. Me and Jay both picked Miz and Morrison.
I picked Miz and Morrison.
Braun Strowman's taking on Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn in a 3-on-1 handicap match for the IC title. Me and Jay both picked Braun.
Me too.
And then finally, Elimination Chamber match for the number one contendership to the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. Natalia versus Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler versus Asuka versus Ruby Riott versus Logan. Me and Jay both picked Shayna.
It's the only one that makes sense.
Right. All right. So the way I see it, the only one that's going to play a factor in who's going to win this is the
U.S. champ and AJ and Alistair.
Yeah. Well, fucking, why would Jay pick Gulak?
I don't freaking know.
Yep, so as long as Alistair Black wins and Daniel Bryan wins, I will win. It's going to be a good day. All right, Daly, what is your holy shit, who gives a shit moments of the week?
Which one's first? Does it matter?
Holy shit. Let's do holy shit. We'll both do holy shit first. How about holy shit? Holy shit first.
RKO and Beth. That was my holy shit.
That's a good one. I went with Jake Roberts' debut at AEW. It's nice to see him back in the ring. So, how about you? Who gives a shit?
Rude and Ziggler entering last in the Elimination Chamber match, winning that gauntlet match. I don't think there was any purpose to that. Like, I don't think it's gonna play a factor in the match that much at all.
No, it would make more sense if Miz and Morrison was. I think,
or even New Day.
Yeah, well, I would like Miz and Morrison just because I think when it comes to a heel factor, them coming in last. So, like, even if they win, what does that mean since you weren't in as long as everyone else kind of feel? New Day would have been cool. I think New Day's actually probably gonna start it out. If I had to guess out of these, I think the New Day and Lucha House Party are going to start it out.
Lucha House Party won't be in long.
No, they'll be in long enough to get some, to get their shit in.
Flippy stuff.
Yeah. Guy, Dizzle J sent me his pick of the week, so I could actually tell you what that is without having to sit there and search for it like he had to for the Charlotte match. AJ Styles versus Bully Ray in a last man standing match at Slammiversary 2011. Now that should drop on our Facebook page this afternoon or possibly tomorrow. I don't know. That's the one thing he actually does. So, couple of things I wanted to ask you about and see how I get your opinion on. So we noticed that JBL got put into the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. Why not the APA? Why just JBL?
Isn't he in the Hall of Fame, Ron Simmons?
He is, but so is Pac. Hall, Nash.
I think probably down the line, the APA
Booker
might be
T,
like
Booker T twice, Hulk Hogan twice. Isn't Hogan's third?
I mean, I think JBL as a singles competitor is well deserved in the Hall of Fame.
Flair twice.
Okay, I get it. Are you done?
You know who's in it 3 times? Nobody. But you know who is 3-time SCW Heavyweight Champion? Max Holiday.
I'm gonna stab you with my pencil.
How do you feel about Cody Rhodes' neck tattoo?
Is that real?
That's real.
Is it like real?
That's a real tattoo. That's a legit tattoo. That's a non-rubbed off, non-hemp, real, legit tattoo. That's real.
I mean, you do you.
It's dumb.
I mean...
It would be more if it was part of something. But it's just standalone.
Just randomly in that one spot. Yeah.
I asked you about the Sean Spears SCW. Did you give me an answer? Oh, you just went JPH with me? Okay.
I was going to say that before you said it, but okay.
If not the Lucha House Party, obviously because the Revival was supposed to be in it originally, they pulled them because of contract disputes. If it wasn't Lucha House Party, what other tag team do you think they would put into the chamber?
SmackDown.
You don't have to base it just on SmackDown. They can bring a Raw team over. They can bring an NXT. I thought Undisputed Era would be cool in there.
Maybe Gallows and Anderson?
Gallows and Anderson would be cool to be put in there. They are the greatest tag team. They won the greatest tag team tournament, whatever, in Saudi Arabia last year. So that'd be a good one. Cool. That's all I got. Anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Guys,
I'm sure you do.
I got to do some plugs.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at JFW Podcast or Just Freakin Wrestling. And you can catch our show every single week on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and Podbean audio release every single week just by searching Just Freakin Wrestling or JFW Podcast. Or you could watch the video on YouTube just by searching Just Freakin Wrestling or JFW Podcast. If you go to YouTube, make sure you do subscribe to the page, hit the notification bell so you know when it releases, as well as rate and review our podcast at any platform you are listening to it. That's all I got. You said you're good. So it's time to ring the bell on this episode. As always, I am Travesty.
I'm Nally.
And thank you for listening to another episode of Just Freakin Wrestling, the JFW podcast. Want to say peace?
Sure. Peace.